Well, looky here. We got two nights down, and like a lot of shows, we got a great opener. In fact, we got a trio of good songs opening this thing up. And we were deep into the second set, and it was like, oh boy, are we going to get a four-song set here? Well, unfortunately, that is not what unfolded. And then we get the encore was what it was. So let's just go back over here for night nine. We're already halfway done. This is unbelievable, And if last night was a good start, I hope they didn't peak. We still got two nights remaining. So where did we start? I was saying that trio of songs was pretty nice. And yeah, look, okay, first tube. One of the songs that, when we get it late down here, I know I say this a lot now. Possum, another one. Julius, I suppose. I don't think I'll ever like more no matter where it's played. But first tube, much more preferred up here. And then following that up with a great free and Roggae. Roggae kind of having the feel of last night that led into that kind of led, like, Trey's kind of feeling himself. Trey's feeling himself. You know what I'm saying, all right? Calm down over there. I know some of you'd probably like to feel Trey, I'm sure, but all right. He's a little too old for groupies and whatnot. So, all right. Oh, that almost looked like Fee to me. I wish they'd play Fee, but all right, let's go on. All right, so we got a great trio to open up. And not that it's a lull here, because Driver always going to be welcomed and rarely played. I can, maybe a couple years ago, it seems like, and then almost never, maybe a couple of years before that. So maybe about every other year we get a Driver, it seems, in there. And then Hey Stranger, slightly, slowly starting to grow on me. I think the first time we got a Hey Stranger, I just thought that was a total dud. What's going on here? What kind of songs are we writing now? But all right, Hey Stranger starting to catch on come on with me anyhow. Some of you might have been like, great. That was my chance to go take a dip in the ocean and pee. All right, so then Gumbo, Gumbo kind of forgotten. What was I, loading a bowl or something at this point? And then My Soul really rocking another one. So we're getting a couple of surprises each night. I feel like My Soul was a surprise. I don't know how many people had that one in their pick six or whatever. Then we got Driver here. We got Birds of a Feather. This is where things started to get a little carried away in a good way. Birds of a Feather, Axilla 2. Even Axilla 2 had a little mustard on it. In the Birds of a Feather, not just the traditional, although late in it, it seemed like Trey was wanting to wrap things up, He hit the wrap it up light on the rest of the guys. Mike in there, it felt like maybe, it felt like they were teasing a few other Phish songs too throughout the Birds of a Feather jam. But Trey, as the jam was starting to get a little spacey and weird, he's kind of wanting to go back type 1 with Birds of a Feather. That was the only low point there. And then Axilla just got a little crazy and weird to end the set. A great way to end the set, Not feeling like they need to reach in and play, like a Chalk Dust or a Zero or something, They felt strongly about how this ended. And I did too, really. And as you may have as well. And a song I heard the ocean sing, of course, you knew we were going to get that one. And that's coming off of a fairly strong year, I believe, for a song I heard the ocean sing. And it comes out, probably didn't win the night, but it was, it definitely didn't win the night, But then right here, I thought, this is deep into this tweezer. I thought we were getting a four-song set. And then a song I heard the ocean sing did not really follow the same formula like maybe the past really good ones did. And same thing with Wave of Hope, wow, I guess it's time to admit, this is one of the best ones they got right now. I know when it debuted, I was like, I don't know about that song. And then it slowly started to grow on me. And then right when I was like, man, that song is unbelievable, maybe they backed off a little bit on it. And then we got a pretty killer one in the fall, I believe. And then boom, here again. I don't know if this is the best one yet, but it definitely did not. Page keeping it like almost giving it like a like if it got a little bit spacey or trippy at times. It didn't just have that let's Trey solo, let's build, let's peak. It didn't necessarily have that moment. It was I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. It was certainly different than what it was. I guess I hate to say spacey because it wasn't all spacey or trippy or, and then it didn't really get into the life-saving gun kind of electronic dance music, the Page special. Although Page, a variety of sounds over there, and he was using them all on Wave of Hope. And then once we got through that, and now that went 20 plus minutes, we get into Oblivion here, another one following it up, and an even newer song in the rotation, and kind of gets it done again. And it's kind of like Wave of Hope when it, yeah, no, I think that one debuted strongly, I believe, right? I was getting ready to say I was a little meh on it as well, but and then Tweezer coming in, and then finally we got more into a traditional what we would feel like, what we would expect. They're building and building and building, kind of somewhere in between like an improv jam, and mostly this is still Tweezer. You didn't have that moment really necessarily. At this point it's like, is this still Wave of Hope? You kind of always were hanging on to Tweezer a little bit there. Not that it was not bad by any means, And then the drop into Tube was fantastic. That was and then we got the gym tube here, not to be overlooked. Then once we got into the tube, I was afraid we were going to start just peeling off hits, maybe a cavern, a zero, and you get a more, and you get a waste. Oh, looky there, here comes Dave Matthews. Well, okay, so we got some cool Phish here, I love it when they do this kind of stuff. That drop into tube, and then a runaway gym back into tube, finishing it up with a proper finish. So both sets ending really well tonight. I don't know how Birds of Feather didn't get any red. It was wild. Then we get the They Attack drop at the end. There was something else. Another one. There was some, I don't know, there was some chilling, thrilling something going on somewhere over here, This was all real good. Tweezer should be included there. And then we get a Bug Tweezer reprise, all right? We had a little bit of a dull lull here. Not really, though, because I like these two. The dull lull was pretty solid tonight, really. Smell the Sharpie. All right, guys. Boom. We got 2 nights left. That was a big one. What will they have in store tomorrow? Well, let's not speculate. Boom. We're out of here. Thanks.